The Miami Dolphins training camp is reaching absolute fever pitch, bringing a whirlwind of high-stakes roster cuts, mounting injury anxiety, and explosive rookie performances. Today, we saw everything from heartbreaks and unexpected comebacks to first-year phenoms pushing veterans to their absolute limit. If you are as obsessed with the future of this franchise as I am, you need to hear what went down on the field today. Before we break down every single play, make sure you hit that like button, share this video with fellow fans, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another daily team update. Let's get right into the biggest headline of the morning, a heartbreaking roster casualty. The front office made the tough decision to officially waive undrafted free agent edge rusher Mason Ryer with an injury designation. This one really hurts. Ryer battled relentless adversity and major injuries throughout his college career, missed a full season, and then came back to put up a relentless, dominant campaign in the Big Ten with Wisconsin. He brought pure explosiveness, raw power, and high motor off the edge. When a designation like this hits, you are usually looking at a 6-month recovery timeline or worse, and rather than stashing him on injured reserve, Miami parted ways. It is a tough pill to swallow for a guy so many of us were rooting for to make the roster. To fill that defensive void, Miami brought back a familiar face, re-signing edge rusher Seth Coleman-Lyles. You might remember him as Seth Coleman when he was in camp before being released earlier this month, but he returns with a slight name update and provides immediate, essential depth in the rotation ahead of this week's action. Now, let's talk about the injury report coming directly from head coach Jeff Hafley, because alarm bells are starting to ring in the defensive trenches. Kenneth Grant is officially labeled week to week. He sat out practice and has already been ruled out for the joint session against the New York Giants. Meanwhile, Zach Sieler is also missing time, but Hafley quickly reassured everyone that Sieler should be ready to roll for the regular season opener against Las Vegas barring any setbacks. Notice the difference there. He gave total clarity on Sieler, but left Grant's timeline completely open-ended. Does week-to-week mean 2 weeks, a month, or could Grant actually miss the regular season opener? We have to question his availability right now, and losing that presence inside would be a massive blow to the front line. On the offensive side, Chris Bell was out on the field rocking a red non-contact jersey after getting activated off the PUP list. Coach Hafley made it clear that Bell will not participate in Thursday's joint practice or play in Saturday's preseason clash. That is completely smart. You ease a weapon like that back into live action so he is fully ready for the finale against Atlanta. But here is the exciting part. Bell actually ran routes during 11-on-11 drills today. He was not targeted, and Mark Gronowski even missed him wide open on what could have been a 40-yard touchdown strike. But just seeing him out there moving smoothly is thrilling. Even better, the coaching staff gave Bell a communication earpiece while standing on the sideline, so he could hear every single play call. They are keeping his mind sharp, so his ramp-up alongside Malik Willis with the first-team offense will be seamless. Looking at the upcoming schedule, Hafley heavily implied that the starters will see very limited action this Saturday. When you have a grueling 40 to 50 reps against the Giants in a joint practice, you cannot turn around 48 hours later and run your first string guys out there for 20 more snaps. Expect the starting lineup to play maybe one single drive, leaving the bulk of the preseason contest to the young talent fighting for jobs. Speaking of rising talent, practice saw major reinforcements return. Rookie wide receiver Kevin Coleman Jr. and defensive back Dante Trader Jr. ramped all the way up to full 11-on-11 team reps. Cornerback Juju Brents also returned for individual drills. With Brents progressing, Miami looks primed to deploy its top cover corners against the Giants' dynamic receiving core on Thursday. Kevin Coleman Jr. absolutely stole the spotlight today. In late-game situational drills, down one score with the clock ticking, Coleman put on a masterclass. He caught a 20-yard strike from Cam Miller earlier in the session and capped the entire day by hauling in a walk-off touchdown pass from Malik Willis, who escaped a collapsing pocket to find his rookie in the back of the end zone. Coleman's ability to create instant separation from the slot on extended plays is electric. This brings us to our question of the day. Between Caleb Douglas, Chris Bell, and Kevin Coleman Jr., do you believe these 3 rookies have the talent to become Miami's permanent starting wide receiver trio by next season? Drop your takes in the comments below, because I want to see where the fan base stands on this youth movement. The rookie takeover does not stop there. First-round cornerback Chris Johnson had arguably the best practice of his entire training camp. He completely locked down everyone lined up across from him. Johnson put wideouts and straitjackets all afternoon in both one-on-ones and team drills. In fact, he helped keep Caleb Douglas without a single catch during team periods, marking the first time Douglas has been shut down in weeks. The defense even threw double teams at Douglas, which tells you just how seriously everyone is taking these young receivers. Meanwhile, on the offensive line, first-round offensive tackle Caden Proctor put on an absolute clinic in one-on-one trench work. He dominated his matchups, physically tossing defenders and controlling the edge. While Proctor had a couple of rookie hiccups in the exhibition opener against Washington, his pass protection today was elite. It is rare to see a young offensive tackle look further along in pass sets than in the run game, and Proctor's rapid growth should have every fan thrilled. Every single first-year player seems to be taking massive strides. Whether it is Christian Rodriguez, Trey Moore, or even Max Llewellyn, the 2026 rookie class is showing up. The only offensive rookie who seems to be lagging behind without much positive momentum right now is sixth-round offensive lineman DJ Campbell. Defensively, the staff is falling in love with the versatility of safety Qadar Hallman and specifically defensive back Jalen Lewis. Lewis took reps all across the secondary today, working at deep safety, in the box, and inside at the star apex position. Hafley wants his most dynamic playmakers on the field, and Lewis has proven he might already deserve reps over veteran depth pieces. Then, there is Chop Robinson. What else can you even say about this guy? He was an unblockable nightmare off the edge once again today, blowing past starting tackles, securing a sack, and forcing holding penalties just to be slowed down. He has been named the standout defensive player of the day multiple practices in a row. It comes down to a simple reality. Either our offensive line is struggling immensely, or Chop Robinson is genuinely primed for a 10-plus sack breakout season. Based on how explosive he looks, the expectations are rightfully through the roof. Finally, we have the backup quarterback battle. Cam Miller had another productive outing taking second-team reps, while Quinn Ewers remained sidelined. Miller made big-time throws throughout the day, extending plays and distributing the ball with poise. With Willis likely resting after a series or two and Ewers out, Miller is positioned to play the vast majority of snaps this Saturday. This is a make-or-break opportunity for him to prove he belongs on an NFL roster as a trusted backup quarterback. From explosive rookies to defensive standouts, the intensity in Miami is at an all-time high. Keep your eyes locked on the joint practices this week, and let's see who steps up under the bright lights.